if you don't know me already, my name is Federica and welcome to my YouTube channel. I want to start off by saying thank you so much for watching my video. I know I haven't been the most consistent, but for good reason, because listen y'all, life be lifing. But if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and feel free to browse through my videos. On my channel, I have videos where I shared my journey as a sexual assault survivor and how I took my power back through healing in the Word of God. So if faith, healing, and self-discovery are topics that interest you, then maybe you should stick around. As I mentioned before, I am a survivor of sexual assault, and April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Me personally, I've been working towards being more adamant when it comes to advocating for myself as well as others through awareness. And I thought, what better way to do that than make a comeback on Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Every Tuesday during the month of April, I'll be hosting Teal Talk Tuesdays. And I will also be sporting my teal, okay? So let's get into this shirt. Quick story behind this shirt. So this was actually designed by my classmate Jaleese. I will put her info in the description below. But when I saw it, I said, oh, I gotta have it. And if you can see what it says, oh my God. So if you don't know, in my previous videos, when I shared my journey as a sexual assault survivor, I also shared how I prepared to confront my abuser. And because I wasn't fighting against flesh and I was fighting against evil spirits, God gave me the master plan on how to confront those evil spirits. And he walked me through Ephesians 6. And when I say he opened my eyes so much through Ephesians. But love this shirt, Armor of God. Okay, I need the Armor of God to confront my abuser, baby, because if I had to use my own flesh to confront him, I probably wouldn't be sitting right here in front of y'all today. I'm just being honest. So everything I've done, everything I do is for the glory of God, because without him, I'm nothing. Just gotta say that I'm nothing. So feel free to join me on Tuesdays by wearing your teal, by tuning into my videos, liking my videos, as well as coming, engaging in dialogue. And did I mention to subscribe? Okay. Now let's get into this Teal Talk Tuesday topic for today. Just to kind of give a description of what these talks will be about. So when I shared my journey, I was going through a lot. A lot up here, just a lot in my life, and there were only certain things that I was willing to share at the moment. There were only little things that I was willing to confront at the moment. And in order to come in front of people and speak your truth, you got to be able to admit your truth to yourself first. So let me start off by saying that, you know, I had to get to this place to be right here in front of this camera. But I just want to use Teal Talk Tuesdays to kind of answer certain questions that people may have asked me along my journey, or some things that I just can only assume what you're thinking. And I feel like a lot of these questions will really be for people who may not experience sexual assault but want to know more as to why things happen the way they happen, or kind of get in the mind of a sexual assault survivor. So when I speak on these topics, I'm speaking for myself and for my situation. Some things that I experience, or some feelings that I feel, other sexual assault survivors may also feel that way. But I just want you to know that I'm not speaking for all sexual assault survivors, because everybody's situation is different. So I'm speaking on my situation as a sexual assault survivor by bringing awareness to what's going on, what's in the real world, what I was feeling during my journey. And then there also may be a sexual assault survivor who may hear something that I say and they haven't quite identified how they feel, because that's also something that happens as a sexual assault survivor. You don't know, you can't really explain how you feel at the moment. And so that's why I feel like this space is so important, because you can kind of help people verbalize their emotions when they hear somebody else speak up, hence Me Too movement. But yeah, so let's get into the Teal Talk Tuesday topic for the next little tongue twister, y'all. Teal Talk Tuesday topic. So the question that I feel like a lot of people ask when sexual assault survivors come forward is, why you didn't say anything before? Why you didn't tell me? Or why you wait so long to say? But from my own personal experience, I think there were multiple reasons why I didn't speak up. For one, I was vulnerable. I felt like that's as good as my situation was gonna get. And my abuser knew that. He knew that I was vulnerable. He knew I depended on him, with him being my father. My mom was not stable enough to care for me and my siblings, so she depended on the father of her children to pick up where she could, pick up the slack where she couldn't necessarily follow through. But he knew that. He knew he was the only person I depended on. So in that moment, I just felt like, well, if my daddy isn't protecting me, then as a child I'm thinking, like, who else can protect me? My mom's not protecting me, my dad's not protecting me. Another reason I feel like I waited was because I was scared. I was a child. Like, again, my situation was very delicate. I was scared no one would believe me. I was scared that I would go to foster care and my situation would get even worse. There were so many thoughts that were running through my mind at the time when I was a child, and I believe I really went into survivor mode. I wasn't really even considering my feelings at the moment. All I was thinking was, well, at least I got a bed to sleep in. Because there were some things when I lived with my mama we didn't really have, you know, even though she was there and she was nurturing to us and loving and made sure we had everything we had. You know, she was a single mom and we didn't get to get everything that we wanted. So when I lived with my dad, I was the only child, and you know, that was glamorized a lot. Like, even when I used to come up on the weekends, my dad used to parade around how I had my own room, and just how he exposed me to different experiences that I didn't have, like traveling. And I ain't trying to downplay the traveling, but we went to Louisiana and Chicago for like family reunions. We really didn't even get to do nothing. But to somebody who has never been out of Mississippi, like, that was everything to me. I remember when we went to Chicago, I was like, are we still in America? But, you know, he used that to kind of pull me in to make me feel like this was as good as it was going to get. So that was another thing too. I just felt like, dang, I'm gonna lose. Even though this is happening to me, I'm gonna lose, you know, this good new life that I have. You know, my own room, I had all these toys, I got to do things that I didn't get to do when I lived with my mom. I got to have sleepovers. My stepmom would host sleepovers at hotels and stuff. Like, I got to have like everything. I was really spoiled. But on the downside, I was getting abused at night, you know. That's why we should always be mindful of, you know, when we look at somebody's situation and think they have everything and have it all together, because it could be something else to their flip side. But honestly and truly, you know, everything in glitter ain't gold. And I learned that soon enough. Like, as a child, you know, I was like, okay, yeah, I got these tools, I got all these things to do this, I got to do that. And then as I got older, my dad would get way more controlling. He would get way more controlling, and he wanted me dating boys. I mean, he used to even listen on the phone when I was on caking up. And I'm just like, this dude is mad. And to somebody else that may look like, oh, that's just typical dad behavior, but to me, I knew that he was trying to control, because as I got older, I would tell him no. Like, I would wrap myself up in covers, so he would do other things to kind of manipulate me and keep me bound. And so just basically, like, you know, as an adult, when you get in a narcissistic relationship, my dad was a narcissist. Like, he used things to kind of keep me there, you know, isolate me from my family. I would have never felt safe enough to tell any of my family members what was going on. I never went around them, and he made sure of that. So, you know, instead of, you know, wrapping your mind around why someone didn't come forward sooner or why they didn't tell anyone, you gotta zoom in on their situation and what was going on at the moment. Like, a lot of factors for me was age, vulnerability, like, you know, manipulation. And I always, this is my new counter question to that question now. Instead of asking why you didn't tell me sooner, maybe you should ask, why didn't that person feel safe enough? You have to ask yourself, did I create a safe space where this person could tell me anything? And granted, no one is assuming that their own flesh and blood is hurting them. However, your kids should always feel like, or your niece or your grandchild or your sibling should always feel like, okay, no matter what, this person know they can tell me anything. And for my situation, it wasn't the case. Like I said before, it just was kind of, this is as good as it's gonna get. With all that being said, I just want, you know, this video to serve as a declaration for sexual assault survivors. Instead of asking, why you wait? You know, why you didn't tell nobody sooner? Or why now? You know, you might as well keep it to yourself. Put yourself in their shoes. You know, take in consideration the things they may have been facing at that time. Like I said, everybody's situation is different. I can only speak from my perspective and what I experienced. But, you know, there are so many factors that play into why, you know, people don't speak up sooner. But why does it matter? Whether they spoke up right then, years later, months later, weeks later, they still said something, and they're still being hammered on why they didn't say anything sooner. So if a survivor is listening to this, a survivor is watching this, whether you've already told your story, you hold on to your story, or you never plan on ever speaking your truth, when you do decide, and if you do decide to ever speak your truth, do it boldly, do it with grace, and do it unapologetically. Don't let anyone take away what you experienced and put it in this little box as if you needed to say it in a timely manner, because you had your reasons. You know, you may not know your reasons, but at that time your body did. You didn't feel safe. Obviously you didn't feel safe enough to speak your truth, but now you do, and that's all that matters. So that concludes our Till Talk Tuesdays, and I hope you continue to follow along and watch the rest of the videos as I post throughout the month of April, and show your support by wearing teal, show your support by following a fellow sexual assault survivor, subscribing, and like I said, engage in dialogue, comment, please like the video. And even if you haven't experienced sexual assault, maybe you know someone who has, maybe you want to understand what that person is experiencing, you want to watch it, but feel free to share with a friend. But that is all I have for today, and I hope to see you next video.